Okay, do you want to hear some of these Najee ones, though?
What do you give me, man? Because I saw some of his.
So the one you gotta... Which one is it? Okay, he was asked whether or not he feels like the play calls are predictable or like the defense knows the plays. Like, he sat back for probably a good 8 or 9 seconds, gave a little smirk, and then just said, yeah, in some situations, to be honest with you. And went on, I just don't know what to do. I'm stuck in this situation where I don't have an answer. And I don't have an answer to it. All I can do is ride the wave. There's more. Also said there's just a lot of stuff that goes around that you guys don't see. I guess I'm trying to say I'm just at a point where I'm tired of this shit. You could do two things. You could look at the record and say, okay, we're still good, right? Or we could look at the record and be like, if we keep playing this type of football, how long is that shit going to last? I look at it like, how long is this shit going to last? Y'all could look at it like it's a good record, but I mean, it's the NFL. Winning how we did, it's not going to get us anywhere. So is it fixable? Yeah. Are we going to fix it? Shit.
Sounds like a guy who is not the most happy with his current situation. If you think about it, right? Through the winning or losing, the one constant message specifically to Najee has been what? We don't want you here. You're not good enough. 30 is better than you. So I do feel like...
From who? The fans?
Fans and media. Let's not act like media don't be on the same energy. I think to an extent, man, he's pissed off with a lot of that stuff. When you hear him talking about the whole... It's certain things that y'all don't see. It's certain... That is more of that like, yo, are we getting to the politics of professional sports? That's how that sounds to me. But at the same time, it's like you're kind of benefiting from some of this stuff as well. But I think for him, he wants to be successful. Any player that make it this far want to be a part of why we're successful, why we're winning. And when he's looking at this thing and he's saying, man, what was his stats yesterday?
Not good. Like 12 rushes, 30 yards.
12 rushes, 35 yards, 1 catch for 1 yard, right? The same way we looked at Devontae Adams a couple weeks and was like, yo, he said, man, we winning, but I want to be a part of it. I want to be one of the reasons why we're winning. I don't want to just be along for the ride. I think to an extent, Najee does feel like that because he has shown that he is capable. But right now, it's kind of shifted. Right now, 30 does give you the best opportunity. And you might not agree with it. But if that's what the mindset is from upstairs and that's what they're saying we need to implement, you're the collateral damage right now. And I think for him, that's something that might be new for him. Typically, when you first round, you don't have to deal with this type of stuff. This is like 4th, 5th, definitely 6th round. This is 6th round and stuff. You deal with this a lot. You be like, yo, you told me I was the man 2 weeks ago. Now I'm benched. Like, wait a minute. But I can still come back in 2 weeks and get it right back. He just handling it. But the difference is they don't put the mic in front of the 6th rounders all the time. The first round is you got to answer for it every single time. And I think for him, yeah, it's weighing a little bit more, man. And especially when you throw in a loss on top of that. I get part of what he's saying, though, in terms of is it sustainable? That part does go back to what we've been talking this whole season, though, in terms of quarterback and coordinator. And that's still a big question. The difference is because he's more frustrated, and I think for him it's more personal because of what's going on with him. I think that's why you heard it specifically from him, that type of talk coming out. You said with Deontay. GP, I heard GP's response. Shoot, GP was funny. Man, we woke up this morning, bro. We all right. It's a great day. It's like, yep, media training. Bert done got to you, baby. Salute you. I love it. Nah, it's just like, yo, you ask me this every week. I get talked to every week. I'm pissed. And to me, I just think he just gave you I'm pissed, or let me tell you how I really feel right now, but I'm going to protect it a little bit. I ain't going to go all the way there, but I'm going to go enough that you know something's up. I don't fault him. Is it the best? No. When you hear him say how he said it at the end, are you going to fix it? We can go one or two ways. I think it's going to be this. When you say it can go one or two ways and you choose the negative way, as a teammate, how do you think that makes me feel? If I'm your coach, how do you think that makes me feel? Because it comes off as you've checked out. If you checked out now...
Almost like the Chuk stuff, to be honest.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
It's almost the exact same, because that's what Chuk got benched for. He's like,
yes.
Let's just give up the game.
Right.
Let's kneel this out.
That's literally the difference. So it's like, yo, are you a hostage or are you a volunteer? When you start saying this super pessimistic stuff, regardless of how you feel in the moment, when you put that message out there, This is the cause and effect of it. Now everybody is talking about, yo, how does Najee feel about this, man? Does that make sense to have him here still? Do you still, kind of play to the ego a little bit of the first rounder? When you make them type of statements, you kind of open yourself up to some stuff now.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't. If you're gonna do it to anyone, do it to Pickens because he deserves the ball more. But
I know, but I'm
not
just saying,
Najee.
it's like this. But with first rounders, this is some of the stuff that you gotta question. It's like, yo, he's complaining right now, right? We've publicly heard it. I'm not making this up. You didn't make up them quotes. Those were quotes that you read directly from him.
Might be Melvin Ingram time.
Right. So we like, okay, are we going to feed your ego and make you feel better about the situation and try to make it go through you a little bit more? Does that help out? Because remember, he did go in the offseason, or not the offseason, during the bye week. He was one of the ones, him and Mason Cole, documented. They said they went to Matt Cannon and they had suggestions on the offense. And we talked about how we saw the offense improve and all these other things. And we also saw Najee improve.
Mm-hmm.
But this was also, you can make a case because even last week you thought he played well. This realistically the first not hot game that he's had probably since the bye week.
Jaguars game was bad for both running backs.
Yeah.
But that was, again, Kenny getting hurt.
Yeah. So that's the part where I'm just like, all right, is that also playing into your feelings of what you're saying out there? Because we typically haven't heard him go full on negative like that. That was like super negative.
No, in fact, it was the
You know what I'm
opposite
saying? Yeah.
about a month ago where he said, it isn't on the play calls, it's about the players. We got to execute.
Yeah, he literally had like two.
He's been gradually getting to this point, if you think about it, because he started off saying it was on the players, but then they offered suggestions to Canada at the bye, him and Mason Cole, like you said. Yeah. Now it sounds like he's full out like, this scheme ain't it.
Yeah.
Because I do kind of agree with what he's saying in terms of the predictability or knowing the plays, because when he's out there, I don't think I'm wrong. 75% of the time, we're going to run it with him. Or he's not going to be a threat in the pass game. So that minimizes him, and that's why he's frustrated.
That's why he's frustrated.
But at the same time,
is that a scheme?
Jalen Warren's just better for the offense.
This is my thing, though. Is that a scheme thing or is that a personnel thing? When we say if Najee is out there, is he a threat in the passing game or is he a threat in the run game? And you sit here and say without a doubt he's a threat in the run game and not a threat in the pass game. If it's a pass, he's in protection.
And it's pretty much only inside runs.
So how are we going to say that that's on Cannon and that's predictability? It's like, no, that's not predictability. That's just, if I'm at the NFL level, I can read personnel. I'm not an idiot. Probability.
Well, yeah, you've mentioned that you think that's above Cannon's pay grade.
That, like I said, from personal experiences, is certain parts where, we
almost need a documentary on this season.
No, these ain't the seasons you want documented, because this is when all that negative stuff come out, and then they be like, "Hey, man, see what happens when it's adversity." It's like, yo, who wants that? Get us back to on a dope vibe, man. Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. The top-rated sportsbooking app in North America. Safe, secure, and more importantly, it is reliable. I mean, we use it. We are users of the app, but whenever we're talking about anything on this channel, we typically have promo codes or something for the consumer, which is you guys. All right. So if it's your first time using the DraftKings Sportsbook app and you download that thing, okay, well, it's time to put that first initial bet in. Minimum of $5. But if you do that and place the promo code MOATS, when you do that, you will receive up to $200 in free bets. I mean, it's a dope concept, man. It's one of the things that, I definitely like for myself. But at the same time, I can understand that not everybody is capable of living that DraftKings Sportsbook life. Some people may have it or may know somebody that has a gambling problem, might be in need of crisis counseling or even referral services. And for certain people that live in New York, it's a number you could text or call. But for everybody else, the number to dial is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER.